Podcast is proudly powered by Battleborn Batteries. Let the power of lithium take you on your journeys across the outdoor world. Battleborn Batteries designs and assembles the industry's top choice for lithium-ion batteries right here in the USA. Reliable, safe, and long-lasting, Battleborn makes for the sustainable and lightweight drop-in replacement for traditional lead-acid batteries. Ready to make the switch to lithium and the switch to green energy? All batteries are in stock now. Shop today at battlebornbatteries.com.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Lines In Live. I'm your host, Justin Patrick, and with me tonight, as always, good friend and co-host, David Best, primary tackle, and S.Y. Wilson. And guys, we're live right now on Facebook and YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Lines In Yak Fishing. Go there and check us out. Give us a subscribe if you like what you're hearing on this podcast. And guys, we're excited to be back with you tonight after last week being off. We got some topics that we're going to meal around today. Today's more or less, David, of a catching up with what's going on in the industry, and just kind of what's going on, and and also talk about what's coming up, and a little bit of just 2022 in general. But for the most part, we're just here. We're hanging out with you guys tonight. We're just gonna be kind of hanging out. Hold on a second. So anyways, guys, sorry I had a little post pop up I wasn't sure of. But anyways, David, man, what's going on with you right now in the shop? You're up there right now. You had a good week?
Up here, just got finished getting everything together for we're just trying to get everything together for October. Our October here is a busy month. We got a lot of gift buying shows, lots of different things going on here in the shop. Just staying busy with, everybody finalizing up their tournaments for the year and getting all their stuff done, and just trying to kind of help everybody get going for fall. I mean, a lot of guys coming in telling me about catching a bunch of fish, although I can't go fishing because I don't have time. But anyway,
it's that's tough to contend with when you're watching everybody else pulling fish around you and tell you about it, and you're just sitting there like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah,
but hey, we all have careers. We all got to make money. So
exactly.
Sometimes as we get older, the fun just comes to a slow halt. Yeah, screeching halt. Yeah. But all right, so we're in October of the year, and things are starting to dwindle down. Most of your major tournament trails are pretty much done with. There's a few opens left. I think one going on this weekend that a lot of guys are talking about. So that'll be interesting. I'm really looking forward. I'm always looking forward to see who makes it to the elites through the opens. And our good buddy Jimmy Washam looks like he may have a running chance at it.
Yeah.
So he just has to do well in one more tournament in his division, correct? Stay in that top. Was it top two?
That's what I'm trying. I think it's the top two. That's what I was trying. I was trying to remember that when you started talking about it. It's like, crap, I don't remember what the numbers are.
Yeah.
So, but he's second right now. So I mean, if he keeps it up, I think he's going to be good. I think it's either top two or top three, but I believe it's top two.
So there's what, 4 divisions in the opens?
Three
Or is it-
three divisions, and then the Opens Angler of the Year is a combined kind of total thing. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they work that piece of it. I don't know if that's I don't know. It's one of those things I've got to spend some more time on. I kind of gotten out of that a little bit with running stores and everything else. I just don't have the amount of time I used to have. So
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, I would. I don't. I mean, I would. The answer would probably lie in how many people are cut from the elites each year, and not many people make it from the opens. Uh, so good luck to him, man. That's going to be really awesome. Really pulling for him to make it to the Bassmaster elites. That'd be a good stage for him.
It would be.
But so kayak wise, it's dwindling down. We got, but we do have some tournaments left. There's the Bassmaster Kayak Series event going on this weekend on our home lake, Pickwick. It's their second 2-day event of this year. And I think the last I heard, I was talking to Ashley earlier, and he said there was about 70 to 75 anglers signed up for it. So that's pretty awesome to see those numbers increase. And then after that, we got the Cast State Championship coming up for those guys on Kentucky Lake the following weekend, and then the KBF National Championship the weekend after that. So there's a lot of tournaments, a lot of kayak, tournaments, big tournaments going to be held right here within a 2-hour drive of Memphis. So it's going to be exciting to see, how I'm really excited to see how it turns out for the both the state championship and the national championship on Kentucky Lake.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's your baby right there.
It is. Not that I'm going to be there. I'm going to miss the Pickwick one. I'm going to miss that one, and just got too much going on. So
yeah. So David Walker tuned in. What's going on, David? Ashley, and Brandon in the house. David confirmed 75 signed up as an hour ago. So. And I think today was the cutoff for that. They extended the cutoff because they had lost touch with their servers, or their website went down, or something like that from that.
From Hurricane.
Yeah.
However you pronounce it.
Yeah. But man, have you heard of anything going on in the local bass boat scene with West Tennessee puddle jumpers? We haven't really talked much about our local bass boat clubs here lately. Yeah. Anything going on with them?
A lot of those guys are wrapped up. I mean, you got Puddle Jumpers is done for the year. They just had their championship a couple of weeks ago at Pickwick. You just had Peanut Craft, I believe, is done. I mean, most of those guys are done for the year. A lot of those are looking. Now, Peanut Craft still has their championship to go. But I mean, they're pretty much wrapped up for the most part. BFL is wrapped up, other than their regionals at this point. So I mean, that's a lot of the bass boat side of it's completed by design. I mean, because a lot of those guys deer hunt and like to get done with in time to go archery hunt. Heck, we just got finished with the reason I'm running a little behind is we just got finished with the 901 High School Bass Club meeting up here. And there's some of those kids already talking about deer hunting too, and they just now are starting their tournament season. So they just had it not long ago, and
because they just started school again.
Yeah, they start school, they have fall events, and then they have spring events, and they're done. They're done other than the national championship during the summer.
Yeah.
So by spring, so
yeah. How many tournaments do they fish in a season?
Dude, it's crazy. They could fish just about every weekend if they want to.
They have no jobs or anything.
Between the West Division, the Central Division, the East Division, and the State Division, there is a high school tournament somewhere in the state of Tennessee just about every weekend for the winter.
So the 901 guys, they can go and fish any of those tournaments.
They can go fish any of that. That's all pretty well open.
Okay.
But they concentrate on the West Tennessee Division for the points and all that.
Yeah.
And then, they'll fish some of the opens for the state because those kind of coincide. And they're trying to qualify for their state championships. And then they, because they can qualify, again, for the national championship through finishing a certain level in their opens and through finishing a certain level in state and at the state championship. I'm sitting here looking at a drone in front of my window, and I forgot Nick was doing a little drone thing tonight. So they're doing some video, and he's got his drone out playing with it in the parking lot.
That's not eerie. Now, if that was maybe an hour from now, you saw a drone outside your window.
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be a little concerning. But well, that's good, man. How many? So I mean, as far as their participation goes, it's pretty much volunteer based as far as like where they get their boats. You know, how many dads actually want to volunteer their boats?
The biggest challenge to high school fishing is finding boat captains. That's their biggest struggle in general. I mean, you know, they now, you know, I got a lot of them that it's their grandpas or their dads or their uncles that do the boat captaining.
Yeah.
But we always have a few kids that have a struggle there, and they'll end up we end up having to go find captains for them. You know, Jeremy and Billy Dole, and back when I had a bass boat, I used to do it. And I mean, you know, so it was always that ability to go out and you know go find a captain for these kids when maybe one can't be there or something like that. So that's always one of the bigger challenges when it comes to high school fishing.
Yeah. No, Brandon, I did not have to relocate the big check. I just realized it. I didn't have it up there. I mainly put stuff like that up there just to have somewhat of a fishing background, not my wife's, decor. But we're rolling with the decorative tonight. So let's see what's going on with some guys in the comments. David, Bay Springs Sunday Nighter group is finishing this month with championship last Sunday in October. Is that night? It's a night. Man, they pull some big fish out of those tournaments.
They do
out there on Bay Springs. Big largemouth.
Well, you know, and as soon as all this is over, you know, coming November, they'll start the Pickwick Winter Trail. I mean, you know, which is a dang studs. But anyway, some studs that you won't ever really hear about, man, but they could outfish the snot out of you, especially on Pickwick. But I always look forward to that trail coming about because, man, they always post some beautiful pictures of smallmouth. The pictures that come out of that group is just incredible. Man,
you're just sitting there like, dude, that's in Pickwick. Yeah, there's some giant smallmouth in there. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting out on the lake this weekend. It's going to be a good tournament. There's a lot of big names signed up for it. Let's talk a little bit about this tournament. But first, let's hear from you and our product of the week from Primary Tackle.
Hey guys, for this week's product showcase, we got Big John spinnerbaits back in stock. You know, the 3/8 ounce makes a great little school and fish bait. Quick tip, just rub that right up against any kind of cover, boat docks, whatever you're fishing around. And then, you know, our little PT swim minnows. I love this little alewife color on the back of the spinnerbait. It just gives it that nice translucent look that they can't see very well. Hope you like it. If anything we can help you with, let us know. All
right, spinnerbait, not a bad choice for this time of year.
Not at all.
I want to bring up this Berkeley slobber knocker because I've been over here playing with it, but I've thrown it a couple of times now, and you know, for anybody that hasn't thrown it yet, it's if you guys have been wondering, it's kind of got a similar action feel to it, like the Strike King Thunder Cricket. I think the blade design is similar to theirs, but it doesn't hit as hard as the jackhammer does. You know, I was kind of expecting it because the way the blade's connected to the head, that it was going to really thump. I just really have a lot of, you know, loud knocking action and sound to it, but it really doesn't. And it's more of a it's a little bit more of a sleeper style bladed bait compared to the jackhammer. The jackhammer, I mean, that thing is just knocking everywhere, just making all kinds of racket. But definitely a cool little bait to throw in your arsenal to try out if you've been looking into them outside of that spinnerbait, man. It's that one's hard to beat. And I would imagine personally this time of year I prefer spinnerbait over the chatterbait. Chatterbait, it's just not necessarily the profile that I'm looking for. I mean, it will work. It will work for sure. And watch it's, Pickwick's probably gonna be one with a chatterbait this weekend.
Yeah.
but I like that spinnerbait. Those little smaller blades, they just kind of resemble the forage in the water a little bit better this time of year.
Yeah. Well, it kind of resembles having 3 or 4 of them all right there together. So it's you get that different profile and kind of looks like a little group as opposed to just one big one. So
yeah. So we'll jump into a little bit more about Pickwick here in just a little bit, but I want to bring up some a topic of conversation. It's been milled over. There's been memes come out about it from here to Timbuktu. I mean, my father-in-law just called me about 30 minutes ago and was giving me an earful about it. He don't even follow fishing. Maybe occasionally watches MLF on TV, but it's all over the news. And I'm if you have not seen it,
you've been under a rock.
Yeah, you've been under a rock because, man, it's been everywhere. Everybody's been talking about it. And that's these guys that got caught, cheating with the lead weights shoved inside the walleye and the fish fillets. I mean, they even shoved fillets inside these fish. Now, here's my thing. I mean, do you know whether or not walleye have to be alive still? Because walleye are good eating fish. So do they have to be alive in their weigh-ins?
I don't know, and that's a good question. I mean, but the thing, and obviously these really weren't from the looks of things. When you look at the pictures of them and all that, because the eyes were already glassed over pretty good, which they kind of have a glassy eye to begin with, kind of from a look anyway. But
yeah,
to put 8 pounds of weights in these darn 5 fish, 7 fish?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even know they had walleye tournaments up until I saw this, honestly. So.
Oh yeah, no, there's a big walleye trail out there. So, well, I mean, these guys won $300,000. The ones that got caught.
Well, that's what I read. They a boat. They won over $300,000 over the course of however long they've been doing this. But here's my thing. If you go and shove a big, boy, how many ounces was it? Like an ounce?
8 ounce weights. There were 8 ounce weights.
If you shove a big 8 ounce weight down a fish's throat, is it not going to die? I mean, so my thinking is, you would think they eat big shad and stuff like that too, but I mean, dude, you're talking about shoving multiple 8 ounce weights down fish's throats, or possibly even a whole fillet of fish. I mean, I would think that they would choke and die on it.
You would think they would, but I mean, if you get it past their gullet, I mean, they start pulling that back, it's going to drop into their stomach. It probably would be okay, but eventually they're going to die because there ain't no way they're passing an 8 ounce weight.
No.
Multiple 8 ounce weights.
Definitely
so
not.
You really are doing some major damage when you do that. I mean, it's not cool regardless. So, but no, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. That is a good question. I have a resource for that. I need to ask that question if they have to keep them alive during a tournament or not.
Well, that'd be worth knowing, because then that would kind of make a little bit more sense as to the risk that you're taking in killing that fish, by shoving crap down its throat, But if not, I mean, that's ridiculous, man. I mean, for one, I mean, what a way for the fish to go out. I mean, poor daggone fish has been tortured from all with 8 ounce weights. I mean, that's some jigsaw crap right there,
Yep.
So, but I'm really surprised. I mean, that we haven't seen something like that where we have seen people try to cheat in kayak fishing, but somebody use some kind of mechanism, some kind of torture device to stretch a fish out or something,
Right.
That's just insane.
It is, absolutely.
Glad that they got caught. More people like that need to be brought to light in the sport, man, because those guys in the background, they were pissed. I mean, and rightfully so, because they've probably lost their money numerous times to those guys. But
I was doing some research real quick. So we had asked about the Bassmaster Opens. It's the top 3 places in each division.
Okay, top 3.
So,
all right. So he's up there, man. He's got hang in one more tournament.
Well, and he's laid up at home sick. he sent me a list of things he needed yesterday. I've got stuff coming for him of what I didn't have in the shop. So,
so he went down there. Yeah, they went on vacation. I guess he went down there and got himself sick.
Yeah.
Looked like it was a little chilly down there on the coast.
Probably.
We're in hoodies and whatnot. I was going to bring up this file, but for a reason they look like they have changed the layout on StreamYard here. I can't find the right tab. Anyways. Another deal that somebody sent me today was the idea of a kayak angler through the Bassmaster Kayak Trail fishing in the Bassmasters Classic. Now, I want to throw it to you, David, to kind of get your thoughts. You've been in the sport a really long time. You've seen its growth, and you know what it takes for, somebody to get to the Classic. I mean, people think about the amount of money and all that, and then just everything it takes to get to that stage. What are your thoughts? Do you think that something like that should happen? Should we see that in our sport or not?
I have two thoughts on that one and two opposing thoughts, quite frankly. So in one way, I would love to see it just to showcase the talent of the anglers that are fishing in the kayak side of it, because I think in some ways they could be very competitive. They would do well, most likely, or would have the opportunity to do well. But in the other vein of that is at the same time, as soon as one of them doesn't do well, you're going to hear, "Oh yeah, see, they're not on the same level." Da da da.
Yeah.
And it's such a different experience. And I mean, and it look, typically what you see most of the time from the guys that come from the open side of it, or not even the open side of it, but the guys that come from the really truly grassroots levels that come through the Bass Nation piece of it, they don't tend to do as well because, look, quite frankly, the guys fishing from the open side or fishing from the elite side, those dudes are fishing 250, 300 days a year. We do have some kayak guys that do, but for the most part, most of them don't.
Right.
So through that qualification side, that would be my only concern, because it is a lot different fishing out of a bass boat than it is fishing out of a kayak. But it would be interesting to me to see how some of those guys would do.
Well, do you think that they should fish out of a bass boat or stay in their kayak?
Oh, well, there's no. I mean, you couldn't do it that way. They would have to be in a bass boat to be competitive.
That would be hilarious.
So
that would be
and then the way they weigh in and that kind of thing with the 5 fish limits. There's no way you could do it out of a kayak anyway.
Well, Hobie makes a live well. I mean, I don't know if it would be big enough to fit.
It's not big enough.
5 pounders, and doubt it. But
you need a 45-gallon live well, which is just added 220 pounds of weight to the back of that.
Yeah. My other thought was if like a bass boat followed them around, and like they could use their live well, but that would be it would be complicated because, for one, the kayak angler would either have to get in and out of their kayak to get on the bass boat and call out their fish, or they would have to very heavily trust, whoever was, the marshal or whoever was driving the boat, to call out the right fish. But you're absolutely right. I mean, that would be my fear, is that the first time that a kayak angler didn't do good, then it would be like, oh yeah, see, we told you, they all suck, bunch of whippersnappers in plastic boats,
So, but the flip side of that is I mean, the only way something like that makes sense is if you're putting each one in their own environment. And I don't think it's a good mix, frankly. I mean, I think it's two different things.
Yeah, I think it is too.
But would I like to see it in some instances? Yeah, I kind of would. I mean, I would love to see some kayak guys be able to go against some bass boat guys. What I'd like to see is, let's throw 5 of the top kayak pros and 5 of the top bass boat pros into a 3-day event. First day they all fish out of bass boats. Second day they all fish out of kayaks. Third day we do some mixture. It'd be fun.
Yeah, or I mean, everybody can stay in their own vessels and just make it, length only. Yeah. I mean, there's no adjustment for a bass boat guy to throw a fish on a measuring board. They do it every day anyways.
That's true. That's true too.
So, I mean, the only thing would just kind of be like the specific ruling and stuff that we have in kayak fishing. But I mean, that's easy.
That's good enough to make.
But I'm with you. I think that would be kind of cool on like a specialized platform. Probably not the classic. Definitely not the classic. But I mean, it would be something like I would rather see our sport have that prestigious of an event. Which in our sport we have those prestigious events, but on the level of recognition that that the classic is. Will it ever get there with kayaks? I don't know. I mean, I think that the main disadvantage that we have is that you just can't. It's not as cool. It's not as exciting to see somebody, torpedo or pedal, 3 miles an hour versus some guy taking off in a bass boat, with that mercury cranking up. I mean, it's just, it's enticing. It's enticing visually and, through audio and everything as well. I mean, it's more appealing. And then of course, as far as the media is concerned, you can't have anybody else in your kayak with you, with a camera or whatnot. So, but that's kind of where some KFL kind of falls into place here. That's something that they're attempting. I was watching a live KFL event this past one. My Granite State guys, they didn't make it past the first playoff game, so I hate to see that, but they gave it a good run. But I was watching their last live event. It was pretty cool. There was quite a few guys that were tuned in, and basically they have it set up like this, like a stream, like a podcaster, and they have all the anglers kind of tuning into it through their live feed, whether they're using a GoPro or their phone. Whatever the case may be. Some guys, had really good service, and and they were talking, and I mean, it was pretty cool. I believe Jordan Marshall was on there in one of them, and he was of course slinging his chatterbait and talking a little bit about stuff, but so anyways, yeah, we just need some more stuff like that, but definitely something to look forward to in the future, if we ever get to that point. But Dave, I want you, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I want you to kind of, talk a little bit about Pickwick, this time of year. Excuse me, I'm moving around. Talk a little bit about Pickwick this time of year, kind of what you would expect to see come out of this tournament this weekend, what anglers can kind of expect. Well, we ran into this problem last time. I'm not sure if this is 100% legal. I'm not getting information from you. So if you want to just keep it real generalized, what's your opinion on the lake this time of year, and what do you think it's going to do?
Yeah, so I mean, this time of year is kind of a crapshoot. I know they've been struggling a little bit on Pickwick. Everybody I've talked to, the guys up here from 901, they were talking about some of the events they've had here lately. It's fall. It's hunt and pet. You're gonna have to put a lot of time in going from place to place to place. It's gonna be one of those things that you're gonna have to spend some time going from covering some water and trying to find some active fish. I know it took about somebody else just commented about it too. It took about 18 pounds a day to win the BFL a couple of weeks ago over there. But 18 pounds a day on Pickwick is really not on the good side. That's on the bad side. And I mean, I think it was like 10 or 12 pounds a day to get a check, and may have been even a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
From what I remember. And that's kind of common this time of year. I mean, if you can catch 5 good quality keepers in a BFL, it's 15-inch fish. This time of year at Pickwick, you're going to do well. I mean, that's, there's going to be a lot of 10 to 13 pound bags. So, that equates out to about a 14 to 15-inch average, really. Not about 15-inch average. That's 2 pounders. I mean,
70 inches, 75 inches.
75 inches or so a day would do you well. I think I think about an 18-inch average, a 17.5-inch average is going to do very well in that event this week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really, 5 15 inchers and a 20,
Yeah.
Or 15 inches and a 20. I mean, one good key. And I guarantee you, the guys that did well in the BFL, the top 5, all had 1 or 2 18 to 20 inch fish.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them were that 15 to 17 inch category. So, I mean, that's what you're looking for. So, and I think, I mean, like I said, it's typical fall. I would be slinging a freaking crankbait, slinging a spinner bait. And if it gets y'all get some of the nice high pressure that we're possibly looking at. I haven't looked at the weather for the weekend yet. Downsizing to some kind of finesse thing might be the key to winning that thing. So
Yeah.
Drop shot, something along that lines.
Yep. We shall find out. There's always somebody that finds a good bag. If this was, I would definitely say that one person could go out there, if it was a one-day event, and probably win it with 95 inches. But I mean, I don't doubt at all that you'll see a couple of those come out of this tournament. But will they be able to back that up? I don't know. That'll be tough.
I don't think you see anybody catch 2 95s in a row.
Yeah.
I'd be really surprised.
Yeah. Now, if we were a month later, or if we were, a month later in November, it might be a different story. So yeah. I would love to see a tournament on Pickwick in November, man. That's when things get really juicy.
Late October, early November. That's when it can be really, really right.
Yeah. Yep. So. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. My last tournament for this season until the Tournament of Champions, and then it's the 3-month break until really about 2 months. It's really only about 2 months after everything's completely over, and then February roll around, we'll be right back at it again. I want to ask you, I've seen some people. Pull a few kayaks from the shop up there. Did you sell that Lynx, that custom colored Lynx?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
There's been some custom ones. I've seen a few, but yeah, we saw a couple.
Well, that one of a kind. There was that one orange and it had the marine mat on it.
Yeah. Now I did sell an orange and white one the other day, the papaya and white that I put H-rails on and everything for him. So to Lee, he actually bought 2 of them from me, and then there's going to be some new colors for next year. They got new colors coming out on the Lynx. They've got a new color of Outback coming out.
Okay.
I might have to get rid of mine next year. I kind of like the new color a little bit. If it wasn't so UT oriented, it would have helped.
I guess you can't say.
I might. No, it's gonna be the one you see every year that they like to give away for the giveaway.
Oh, okay, really?
Black is gonna be the new Outback for next year, and they're gonna have a blue in the Lynxes.
Did you say a black?
Blue.
Oh, blue.
In the Lynx.
Okay.
And then they're going to have an orange and black for the Outback.
Orange and black. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's a good looking color.
It is a good looking color. I kind of want it, but it still looks like UT, so I don't know that I can buy it.
No, the Hobie Tournament of Champions is not on Pickwick. Actually, if you're asking that, then the answer is no. If you're suggesting that, then yes. I'm all in. I'm just reading a couple of comments, guys.
I would work a little bit harder at it if it had been on Pickwick. Although it wouldn't have been the way I fished this year, but
Yeah. Oh, so I did see that the Bassmaster Kayak Series championship is on Chickamauga.
Oh.
Yeah. So you know what? Where are the elites fishing? Are they fishing? Tellico and Fort Loudon?
I don't know. I want to pull it up. I'm telling you, dude, I am so out of touch with tournament fishing right now. It's not even funny. So I'll let you look that up. But
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. It's in Knoxville. I knew that. Let's see. It's not saying right here. Why does it not say? Well, it says Tennessee River. So I'm imagining, yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Port Island Tellico.
Port Island Tellico area. So they're gonna be pretty jealous of us guys, or the kayak guys over there on
Oh yeah, sitting over
Chickamauga.
while they're stuck over there.
Yeah,
It'll still be fun.
yeah, it's gonna be a good tournament, man. That'll be a really fun one to follow along with. That Chickamauga event. Good grief, Charles Seth Berger. That is a giant catfish.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of that one today.
Yeah. What did that thing weigh, man?
I want you to notice something though. He is heavily adorned with clothing, which means it's colder there than it is here. So I am not jealous.
Yeah. See him bundled up.
So
good fish, man.
I'm
Congratulations on that.
Not of the clothing. So yeah, he said it's already been pretty chilly over there this year.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of cool days. It makes for a much nicer run in the mornings when it's like 50 degrees and I'm not sweating my rear end off. Although by the end of the run, fat boy is. But you know.
I thought you're referencing a run like in a bass boat. I'm like, no.
No,
be colder.
No, I don't know when I get up in the mornings and run.
Yeah. Well, what I always hate about running in the cold is it froze my lungs. I mean, doing it in the Army, of course, we were running in like 15, 20 degree weather. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Like your lungs just freeze. It hurts pretty bad.
You gotta put something over your face so that you're just breathing your own freaking hot air.
Yeah, but then that sucks too.
It does, but it's better than freaking all it cold. You just pull it down there once I get a little bit cold and put it back up.
Yep. Yeah, Dave, it's gonna be pretty chilly this weekend. 30s is what I was seeing as
30s?
well.
Really?
Yeah, for the lows.
I have not looked at the
30
weather.
to 40. I mean, it's been 40, 45 to 48.
Yeah.
In the mornings, quite a few.
Yeah, it has been
here lately.
It has been. I hit the
So,
40. Yeah, y'all gonna be a little chilly.
yeah, this is the time of the year that I absolutely hate. Not for bass fishing, but for clothing, because you wake up in the morning, you got to have jackets on, and then by the afternoon, you're in shorts and a t-shirt. You know, so out there on the lake, that means you got to have a bunch of extra clothing with you that you got to put somewhere when you get hot.
Yeah, that or something that you don't care if it blows out of the boat and you lose it.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody else might care later, but you know.
Yeah. Well, not too much else on the table tonight, guys. If you got anything in the comments you guys would like us to discuss, throw it out there. A little unprepared for this show. Just been a lot. Myself and David been pretty busy in our own personal lives, but and then just on top of that, there's just not a whole lot going on right now. Not a lot to talk about. But once we start getting into the colder months, I really do like talking about winter fishing. That's something I personally enjoy doing. There's nobody on the water, and it's a great time to get out there and catch some really big fish. So we'll be having more. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Sorry, I cut you off.
Sorry.
You're talking about winter fishing, but I'll tell you something that everybody needs to take into consideration. Me and you need to put together is a float on the Wolf.
Oh yeah,
because it's fixing to get good.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Billy talking quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
But he's saying it needs a little bit more water.
It needs a little bit more water, and that's the catch. We're gonna need, and it needs to get a little colder, honestly. Once it gets a little chillier and it gets a little more water in it, that little float from LaGrange to Bateman is gonna be really, really fun.
Yeah. Now, David Walker says he's going to go buy him some American drawers, American flag underwear, so he can let them fly. So we're going to put you in the category with Matt Robertson.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, David, you got to grow a mullet and you got to wear an Onum hat.
I don't know if you're gonna get him in.
But he may have that copyrighted now.
He might.
Mullet and autumn combo. But yeah, it's definitely one of my bucket list things. I still haven't done it. I need to get out there on the Wolf and do that as well. It'll be a lot of fun. Or if you want to book a guide trip with our buddy Billy Ross Doyle, you can check him out on Facebook. Is it Billy Doyle Guide Service? Is that what it's called?
BRD Outdoors.
BRD Outdoors.
Yep.
He'll take you on a guide trip on the Wolf, and man, you'll catch a lot of fish.
You will. So you'll catch and that's his. Let's see. I'm trying to find him. Just making sure.
I love it. It is pretty inspiring.
Yeah, but yeah. So he's Billy took a little spill. He's in a boot right now. He took a little spill off his bass boat at the last NPFL event and busted his heel up pretty bad. So he's getting ready to start doing some trips. It's going to be good. The fishing, that's a good way to go. Is go jump in the boat with him, let him go take you and kind of guide you on how to fish it as you come through. And that way, when you come back fishing, you can work it through pretty easily.
Yep. All right, David. Top 3 baits. What you throwing this time of year?
I'm still throwing the same top 3 baits I've been throwing for a minute. That's going to be my little spinner bait with the smaller blades, 3/8 or a half ounce, depending on how fast I want it to go. A little popper, and my Texas rig. You know that.
I'm not asking for me, David. I'm asking for our people viewing tonight.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the same 3 baits I know. 24/7 this time of year. So, I mean, that's the same ones I gave out on one of the last shows. I mean, that's my go-to for the fall. I mean,
we need a WT rig.
A W what?
We need a just W now T rig. That's your new nickname.
Hey, I can live with T rig.
T rig with the biscuits and with the sausage and biscuits.
There you go. Hey, what I live my life by.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. Although I like your 3. And I'm going to add to it a DT6, some kind of 4 to 6 foot diving crankbait. Good choice right now. I will have a lipless tied on for sure, especially as we continue this cooler weather. That thing's going to start really getting good.
Never a bad thing. Never a bad thing to throw this time.
Never a bad one. Yep. And then third for me is a jig. I'm gonna pick up a jig when that sun gets a little high. Something to crawl on the bottom as those crawfish, they start coming out this time of year as well. A little bit more, start feeding up. Not a bad choice to have tied on. So, but no, I'm not gonna have any of those tied on this weekend at all. But anyways, David, got anything else, man, to talk about tonight? Anything else you want to go over?
No. I mean, guys, it's getting to be fall. It's a great time to spend some time fishing. The train is coming in right on cue. I don't know if you can hear it yet, Justin, but
it is. I just heard it.
I'm gonna mute for a second. Let you finish.
Yeah, it's our trusty weekly train over at S.Y. Wilson. David's the shop sits right on the train track, so every night about this time, we got one rolling through. And then it meets me down at my house just about 5 miles down the road. So I get to hear it again. So, but.
This one's coming the other direction. It's going the opposite way.
Okay.
It's going to Galloway.
Yeah. Well, guys, anybody that's listening tonight that's going to be fishing the Pickwick tournament this weekend, hope to see you guys. David, if you want to get together this Friday night, I will be up there around town. We'll go get some dinner. Anybody else want to join us, hit myself or David Walker up. David Best will miss you this weekend, man. I was hoping you were going to make it so we can have at least one more hoorah before the end of the year.
I wish I was, but maybe we can do. I'm hoping we can get together and do the that Tennessee Bass Nation up on Bell Hollow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We're not done yet. We might be able to get that one in, which I guess that one actually goes towards next year. But
Yeah.
I'll be doing I'll be doing what is it? Muffins and mimosas or something along that lines on Friday night while y'all are having a good time at Crazy Tea drinking beer.
I don't know. That sounds pretty fun. Muffins and mimosas. Yeah, I'm not being smart, Alec.
I'll be at the Mistletoe Merchants Show Friday night from 6 to 9. So
there you go.
Send your wives up there to come spend some money with me.
Yeah, everybody fishing. Send your wives up there to give them something to do while we're out catching some fish. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up with that. Thank you all. Thank you to our sponsors, Battleborn Batteries, as well as Primary Tackle, for sponsoring the show, keeping us going. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We apologize. I wish I had a little bit more on the plate to discuss tonight, but that's just the nature of the beast with the time of year, the season's dwindling down and stuff. Just not a lot going on. But still look forward to getting on here and seeing you all and cutting up and just having a good time. And we will see you all next week. Take care.
Be good, y'all.